Live right now, it's Hi-Yo Silver. Yeah, that's really him. Plus Johnny Depp and the cast of Lone Ranger in a Colorado exclusive. We're saddling up, riding on to Jump Cut. And welcome to Jump Cut. I'm your host, Chris Parente. 3 brand new movies in theaters, but are they worth your cash? We've got the honest reviews tonight. Plus, I'm one-on-one with the biggest names in the biz. Check it out. On the show tonight, it's Johnny Depp in a Colorado exclusive. Johnny tells me why he might move to Colorado and run for mayor. Plus, Armie Hammer, the Lone Ranger. Forget hi-yo. Armie has a new saying. This one involves beer and steak. Helen Mirren gives us the bird. What did we do to get Helen so riled up? You gotta hear this one. Plus, Bruce Willis and Anthony Hopkins dish on the hardest stunts they've ever had to perform. Is it a gunshot or a punch or both? So let's get straight to it tonight. Kemo-sabe, if you would. Yes, hard to believe, it's been 80 years since the Lone Ranger first saddled up. You'd think by now he'd be on a mobility scooter. No, he's back in action, reinvented for the big screen by Disney. It is the Lone Ranger, rated PG-13 and in theaters now. And this time, Tonto is front and center. It's the Wild West living up to its name, but more than action, this film redefining an American legend as the not-so Lone Ranger.
Justice is what I seek, Kemo-sabe.
This time around, Tonto is no sidekick. The movie focused squarely on the unlikely partnership between them.
If we ride together, we ride for justice.
They're hardly friends at first, but united in a fight against corrupt outlaws and a sinister plan involving the railroad. Colorado is front and center in the film. Crews spent 11 weeks in Creed constructing sets, 3 weeks on-site filming, and they dropped $7 million into the Colorado economy.
You're dead. Not yet.
But the fun of a Western is strained at times by a movie that's almost too big for its own good. The question, will the man in the white hat bring box office gold? That's the real question, and I'll have my honest review of The Lone Ranger coming up in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about this guy, Mr. Johnny Depp. We got a full choir for Johnny tonight. Yes, he is an angel, and he's always been one of my favorites. And you know, here's the thing. Johnny Depp, as I mentioned, spent several weeks right here in Colorado, and he fell in love with Creed. So much so, in fact, I offered to deputize him. Or, I guess, mayorize him. I bring you an offer from the people of Creed.
Oh,
they would like to make you, Johnny, honorary mayor of Creed. Are you in?
In.
Totally in.
Totally in.
Everyone I've talked to said they fell in love with the place.
It's really, it's a very special place. I've never really, you know, been to a few places in my day, and just there's something about that just still, I guess, the possibility of a simple life there is what it appears to me.
Yeah, it's Colorado's Shangri-La, Johnny, is what it is.
Indeed.
More Hollywood films ought to shoot in Colorado, no?
Well, there's nothing like that landscape for sure. I mean, there are many reasons why we should shoot in Colorado, especially now. You know, I've had a lot of experience up in Woody Creek, you know, up in Aspen, in Denver, and I've always adored the place, you know. But there was something about Creed that just got hold of me.
Now that you're mayor, we'll bring the business in, my friend. We'll bring it in.
Listen, I'll tell me when to show up. You know, just tell me when to be there.
Yes, Johnny Depp for mayor, because no one can trim the budget like Edward Scissorhands. Get it? Anyway, joking aside, listen, Johnny had a close call in this film. He almost met his maker, a serious accident while shooting The Lone Ranger, and we got the whole thing captured on video. Take a look. There you see it. Depp was nearly trampled by his own horse, doing his own stunts, riding that horse at top speed, falls off the saddle, and faces those hooves. He walked away with only bruises, but I figured he's just the guy to ask about how I should saddle up. What do I need to know? What's the secret to riding a horse?
The secret? Don't fear him. He'll know.
He can smell the fear on me?
He'll know if you fear him.
Okay, great.
Anyway, so show no fear
Show no fear.
and hold on tight.
And hold on tight.
Yeah.
And you had a close call with the horse.
I did. By all means, I shouldn't have been able to walk away from that, and somehow I did. You know, I held on to him for as long as I could, and then, you know, at a certain point, you make the decision, you know, to roll the dice and let go and see what you're going to hit.
All right, there you have it. The secret is, of course, to show no fear. I got it, yeah. Nice horsey. Hey, I won him at the county fair. Don't judge me. Listen, we've talked about the Lone Ranger, and we're going to talk about the man himself. It's Mr. Armie Hammer. You know, he has Denver connections as well. Armie's wife, actually, grew up in Denver. And just like Johnny, Armie loved Creed. In fact, he even fried up his own lunch.
I'd wake up at 2, 3 in the afternoon. Barry Pepper, give each other a call. What are you up to? I don't know. You want to go fishing? Yeah, let's go. You know, we go get our fly rods and go out and fish and catch some fish, cook them up right there on a grill, and then go to work.
Come on.
Dude, it was the best.
You were frying up fish in Creed, Colorado.
Yep,
So
right there on the river.
Will you be moving to Colorado anytime? Maybe a summer place?
Dude, when we left Creed, I was convinced that would be the place where we retire.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly
Really?
because what do they say? It's a drinking town with a mountain problem.
I love it. Okay, that is a bumper sticker waiting to happen. And you know, I told you that Armie loved Creed. In fact, he loves Colorado so much, he might even be trading in the whole Hi-Yo Silver for a new saying. I need a saying to take back to the people of Creed. You've already got the Hi-Yo Silver. So what can I say what could be my thing, my saying?
To the people of Creed,
Sure.
meet me at the Far Dog for a steak. That was the best restaurant in Creed.
Meet me at the Far Dog for a steak.
Perfect.
Am I hired?
Yeah, dude, you're in.
Excellent.
Don't let Jerry hear that, or you might be in the sequel.
All right, you heard the man. Meet me at the Far Dog for a steak. Yeah, get along, doggies. And stick around. There's more Jump Cut after the break. Up next on Jump Cut, it's a different kind of Wild West, on location in San Francisco with monsters, robots, the cast of Pacific Rim, and take a good look because that bridge is about to get all blowed up. Welcome back to Jump Cut. We've heard from the cowboys. Now it's time to hear from the aliens and the robots. You know, if I've warned you once, I've warned you 1,000 times. You got to watch out. Godzilla! Godzilla! Okay, we don't really have a budget on this show, but Warner Brothers does. Trust me, their monsters are much larger, and they are brought to life vividly in the new film Pacific Rim. It is rated PG-13, and as they say, go big or go extinct. The big screen about to get a whole lot bigger as 25-story robots battle equally imposing monsters.
Today, at the edge of our hope.
Pacific Rim is an homage to Godzilla and the Japanese kaiju films of the 50s and 60s. This time, a rift deep in the Pacific becomes a portal for giant monsters to invade. Humanity's only hope, the construction of giant robots to fight back.
Let's go fishing.
Each robot is operated by a two-person team, but as the invasion intensifies, the race is on to find some way of ending the monster apocalypse for good.
Today we are canceling the apocalypse!
Yes, there is plenty of action, but it's not mindless. Under the direction of Guillermo del Toro, every shot takes on the look of a graphic novel. It is a ballet of sorts, beautifully choreographed and visually spectacular. Yet, it's hard for the human story to find its focus under the weight of all that iron. It's got plenty of metal, but does it have heart? So are these robots clunkers? My honest review coming up later in the hour, but let's talk about those leading men, Idris Elba and Charlie Hunnam. They were outstanding in this film, and I asked them for some advice on how I might be able to win a fight. How do I win a fight, boys?
You gotta stay calm.
Yeah.
You gotta stay calm. You know, you get too excited. You're not gonna be aware of what's going on.
You need
just gotta...
synchronicity with your partner. You know. Watch this. Ready?
You know, that's it. We've been doing this all day. You know, I don't even have to. You know,
Do
we're
it
just
again, do it
drifting.
again.
Hold
That was
on, hold on, ready?
Okay.
What's this? It's a bit draining, actually.
You're like mimes.
Yeah.
All you need is a little beret and you're mimes.
We're like mimes to work out a
Don't
lot.
get it twisted. This is very, very high-tech stuff here, man. And, you know, like, it's modern warfare at its best.
Who knew mimes could save humanity? There you have it. Now listen, there's a lot of action in the film, but there's comedy as well. And two guys in particular. Take a look. Charlie Day as the high-strung scientist and the legendary Ron Perlman as a black market salesman. They were scene stealers, but they're the only guys who don't get to actually ride in a robot. So I asked them, what if I could create any robot just for them? What's this robot going to do for you? What would he take care of for you?
I gotta keep it clean again? I gotta keep it
No.
Let it rip,
like,
baby.
I mean, come on. You know, your own, like anything, any kind of robot.
Are you going with the fembot?
Where are the sex robots? I'm saying it's time. It's time. No, it would get around traffic for me. It would get around traffic. And then maybe it would, like,
Mine would have to have a kick-ass pizza oven in it.
Oh,
pizza oven.
excellent. This is a difference. He's thinking food, pizza oven.
Always, always.
You're thinking
Mine
orgasms.
cooks. Mine cooks and
But who cares? Really, who cares if she cooks?
yeah.
With those lips, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I have no idea what he would do with a 25-story sex robot, and I don't want to know. But listen, we did have fun there on location, Lucasfilm in San Francisco, taking a look at the real costumes from the movie, and I think I want one. I thought I had a sharp suit until I saw these guys. I look like I should be serving them dinner. Up next, from robots to espionage, it's our exclusive with the cast of Red 2. Hors d'oeuvres. Welcome back to Jump Cut. We've talked westerns, we've talked sci-fi, and now it's time for a little espionage. Opening July 19th, it's Red 2. Yes, the spies are back and funnier than ever. Come on, nothing says comedy like assassins, terrorists, and crazed government leaders.
I need you. Look, I'm retired, okay? You haven't killed anybody in months.
As they say, the best never rest. Retired CIA agent Frank Moses at it again in Red 2. Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren, joined by Hollywood greats Anthony Hopkins and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Hello, Frank.
Who is she? Trouble.
The group of retired spies engage in another action-packed adventure. This time, it begins when a big bounty is put on Agent Moses, but he has no idea why.
Is that a stick of dynamite in your pocket?
It's a wild, hysterical ride, proving that aging assassins and actors still got it. While it is a little violent at times, for the most part, this sequel will have you in stitches, equal parts comedy and action. And it keeps you engaged from start to finish. The real question, will this second Red bring in the box office gold? And we'll review the film in a couple of minutes, but let's talk about these two leading men. Come on, the old guys have still got it. 60's the new 30, and 75's the new 50. Our Jackie Jing sat down with Bruce Willis and Sir Anthony Hopkins and asked them about doing their own stunts.
What's harder, to take a gunshot or to take a punch? What's harder to sell?
Taking a punch.
Taking a punch requires a little bit more neck whippage.
Neck whippage?
This one.
I don't get into any fights in films.
You've had some action.
I've been,
in here.
I've been in a few, but you have to be. Safety is the number one. And
Safety first. That's right.
All the guys want to know, how much do you bench?
Now, I can bench my weight.
What's the highest you've been able to bench?
Oh, 205.
Wow.
What about you,
Stop at
Anthony?
205. I don't think I can do it now, but
You do 205?
I did.
Wow, that's.
How are you, Anthony? You're in tip-top shape.
Yeah, I'm in tip-top. I couldn't do 205. No, I pulled my back out. I've had so many injuries over the years through doing stunts and stuff. I don't do that anymore. And when I do weights, they're quite light, just do a lot of repetitions.
Yeah, that's what I do. Just little curls. Curls for the girls. Of course, speaking of girls, the ladies are holding their own in this film. One of my all-time favorites is Helen Mirren. She's fantastic, and she pulls no punches, even when talking to our own Jackie Jing. Jackie asked Helen for advice on being tough and ended up getting the bird.
You were so hard, and I want to know, like, what would I need to do?
You have to put on your, like, intense face. You got, actually, it's almost there. Just intense face. Yes. No, you can't pout like that. No, you can't do that.
No pouting,
that
okay.
doesn't work.
So, like, it's
you
the
just,
eyes?
it's the eyes. Yeah, that's better. Mouth a little bit open. And now that's it. Now, really think. I would. A stream of swear words is in my thought, but I won't say them.
Think what, like confidence or?
Yeah, just, you think that is what you're thinking. You're just thinking that.
This is the best interview of my life. Helen Mirren just flipped off the camera. Oh my.
See there, I've always said that Jackie Jing is #1. But which new movie is #1? Up next, it's our moment of truth. 3 brand new films, but are any of these movies a cut above? And are any of them a waste of your money? Our exclusive reviews of The Lone Ranger, Pacific Rim, and Red 2 coming up next on Jump Cut. Welcome back to Jump Cut. Time now for our moment of truth. Which of this week's new films makes the cut? Which is a cut above? And are any of them a cut and run? We begin with the larger-than-life sci-fi spectacular Pacific Rim. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of CGI films. Nearly all of this movie was created on a computer, and yet it's not mindless explosions. It is truly art. The visuals in this movie are every bit as stunning as the action. It's a graphic novel come to life, and the 10-year-old kid in me was just plain pumped to see monsters and robots going head-to-head. Yes, the writing's a bit flimsy. Yes, the plot's a little contrived, but Pacific Rim is just plain fun. It is the essence of a summer movie, and I'm in. I'd give the film my highest rating, but I'll admit it's not for everybody. Still, even if you're not a geek like me, it's worth the ride. Pacific Rim absolutely makes the cut. Go see this movie. Up next, it's Red 2. Our Jackie Jing snagged the exclusive on this one, and she cannot say enough about the film. It's that rare combination that actually entertains from start to finish, and it's refreshing to see some of Hollywood's old guard proving they've still got the goods. Sure, there's action, but more importantly, there's humor, there's good writing, and there's fantastic acting. There are plenty of laugh-out-loud moments, and since it's rated PG-13, it's one you can actually enjoy with your teenage kids. So Red 2 takes the gold this week. We're giving it our highest honor. It is absolutely a cut above. Remember, it comes out July 19th, so start planning now, or Helen Mirren will flip you off. And that leaves just one film, The Lone Ranger. I love the premise of this movie. It's time Tonto gets his due, and Disney got it right by casting Johnny Depp opposite Armie Hammer. They got a great chemistry. I only wish they had a better script to work with. The movie's just too big, too broad. The villains are confusing. The plot line involving trains kind of goes off the rails. It's at its best when it's just Tonto and the Lone Ranger. And still, even with its flaws, I think The Lone Ranger shines, thanks mostly to Johnny Depp. He's always a delight to watch, and he has done it again. This movie could have been so much more, but I still say you gotta see it. For me, The Lone Ranger makes the cut. And when you go, keep an eye out for the Colorado scenes and the dozens of Colorado extras who are in the film. That does it for us here on Jump Cut tonight. Don't forget, I've got a full hour of entertainment, movies, and hot talk every weekday morning at 10 a.m. on Fox 31 for The Everyday Show. And coming up on Everyday, could it be the scariest movie of the year? I've just seen The Conjuring, and we scored the Colorado exclusive with the cast. It's based on a true story, but will this film keep you up at night? We'll have reviews and interviews. It's all on Everyday, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Fox 31. Go ahead, give us 1 hour and see why we've got Denver talking. That does it for us here on the show. Don't forget, as they say, hi-yo, Silver, or meet me at the Far Dog for a steak. We'll see you later on. Giddy up! Yeah, boy! Yeah!